Hey guys, welcome back. Dr. Ilana Gelman here, naturopathic doctor. So today I want to talk about how to balance hormones naturally. And I'm getting loads of questions from you guys. There's clearly a need to understand this, and I'm so happy to be able to provide the information to help you guys. It is such a fascinating topic because hormones play a huge role in our overall health. We are just full with this beautiful dynamic of molecules that are always just passing through our bodies left and right that creates a balance in our system that, when truly balanced, really does create optimal health, and when imbalanced really does create a lot of suffering. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, is a certain condition called PCOS that is such a great example to talk to you about, because I believe that when the foundation of health is really provided to the body, that we really can balance out our hormones. And PCOS is a great example of how we can feel empowered by the lifestyle choices we make to really make a difference. I'm going to go into detail with that, but before I do that, I'm just so committed for you guys at the end of this video to understand that a lot of this is in your control, and that you really do have a lot of control over your hormone balance as long as you can provide your body with the 5 basic needs, foundational health needs. One of them is diet, exercise, great sleep, good mental health and stress balance. And for me, it's also always just encouraging good community, good loving relationships. When those five foundations of health are met, that's really when the balance can get the body can get back into balance and really balance the hormones in particular. But let's talk about PCOS, because that's really the question that you guys have really asked of me today. So what is PCOS? What is it caused by? Excuse me. How do the foundations of health play a role? Great question. So PCOS is called polycystic ovarian syndrome. This is where little cysts get created on our ovaries, and a lot of symptoms arise from that. I'm going to go into detail, but the first thing I want to mention is how someone is predisposed to PCOS and why this happens. Well, most people are predisposed to this imbalance of their hormones that causes PCOS based on diet. And it's crazy how impactful diet can be, but here's proof that diet is really impactful, and that is when their blood sugar is elevated for a certain amount of time, where our bodies compensate in ways where now the body starts attacking its ovaries to create cysts on our ovaries. And I'll take you through this step by step. So what's happening in the body is that when we eat sugars and we eat carbohydrates, our blood sugar levels rise. That makes sense, right? You're intaking sugar, goes right into our bloodstream, and now sugar is in our blood. What happens is an organ called the pancreas is now going to start producing a hormone called insulin. What insulin role in the body is that it helps decrease the amount of blood sugar by signaling cells to start taking that sugar in the blood and putting it into the cells. All right, that's how we decrease the amount of blood sugar in our blood. We decrease the amount of sugar in our blood by bringing that sugar into our cells. And insulin plays this huge part in it. It's a beautiful thing our bodies do. Now, when we're eating too much sugar, the body's overloaded, our pancreas is going to continue to produce insulin, more and more insulin. Well, over time, when our bodies just can't take it anymore, and our cells say, look, I don't want any more energy, I don't need any more sugar, our bodies become desensitized to that insulin. This leads to insulin resistance. This also predisposes you to prediabetes and diabetes. But what happens in some women is that all that free-floating sugar and free-floating insulin will now start targeting the ovaries. That's not a natural thing. We're not meant to have all that sugar and insulin in our ovaries. 2 things happen with that. One thing is that our ovaries start creating walls and create cysts. And then now that starts blocking eggs from being released, and that causes anovulation and infertility. Second thing it does is that this insulin and the sugar will now start stimulating the ovaries to produce testosterone. And women are not supposed to have high levels of testosterone in their bodies. So they start producing symptoms similar to some males, like hirsutism. That's excess hair growth in areas like the face, or really coarse hair on our legs, or body parts that we're not supposed to really have that type of hair growth. Hair loss, acne, depression, pelvic pain, anovulation, and amenorrhea, which is lack of periods, infertility, myriad of symptoms that happen with now an hormone imbalance. And now remember, we're going back to we're just eating high amounts of sugar, a foundational component of health that we have so much control over that's now imbalancing hormones. So that's really the take home. There's so much information. I can go into so much more detail, but really the biggest take home I want you to understand and really be empowered to realize is that as simple as diet can really truly impact our overall health and our overall hormone balance. So I'm going to leave you with that this time. And next week, I want to empower you with even more information on how to really help to balance out your hormones. But you see how if we can really get the foundation of health to provide the body with really what it needs, that's when balance is created. When you start going astray and start having imbalances in these foundation of health, in the foundational health that you can provide for your body, that's when hormones are going to start being imbalanced because it's just a way for us to compensate. Okay, loads of information, so much. I'm so committed for you guys to understand this. And I will continue next week with really more ways that you can introduce things in your daily routine to really help balance out your hormones. All right, that's it for today. Please share it with anyone you think that this could be helpful for. All right, thanks guys. See you next week. Bye-bye.